So before I start this video, I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna rank these by how I use most. Not like anything technical, but what I use most and what I think are the best enchantments. So yeah, let's go back to the video. Okay, so the first one, I put Mending. I only put Mending up there because I don't want to keep going for resources back in caves, but it's only just because I'm too lazy to get more materials to just go back into the cave. Um, it's really easy, that Mending, because you don't need to put any more materials into your weapon. You just have to enchant them. Mending just doesn't make them break sometimes if you don't even get XP, which is unusual since you're always fighting mobs at night or if you just go to sleep. But yeah. So for the second one, I put on breaking. It works like Mending, but you don't have to keep going to your XP farm to get more XP for Mending. It just doesn't break sometimes, or makes a usage or something. Its durability doesn't go down sometimes, unless you have Unbreaking 3, which is overpowered. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Unbreaking. For the third one, I did Protection. Protection is really good, but I put it at number 3 because I don't feel like it's that useful, because Mending is for all items and Unbreaking is also for all items. Not all items, but all things that can go down in durability. You can't just put Mending on a stick or Unbreaking on a stick. But so for the third one, I put Protection because it can only be used on armor, but it is really good. Unlike fire protection or projectile protection, protection focuses on all protection, not just fire or just projectiles. Number 4, I put feather falling. So for feather falling, also this only works on boots, but like it's really useful since you could fall from a high place. Like in the nether, the terrain is just so complicated that sometimes there's just a random hole in the ground that could lead to land or lava. You most likely want land, so you would want to get feather falling unless you want to keep dying in the nether and taking a chance, or even in the end, like when the dragon throws you up high in the air when you get too close to the dragon head. It could send you up flying and you want something to protect you, so you should get feather falling for that. But this one can only be used on boots, so that's why I put it at number 4. So for the fifth one, it was really hard to label these or number these. So for the fifth one, I put efficiency. For so this one can only be used on pickaxe, but if you put it on a pickaxe like efficiency 5, you could mine really fast. I have it on my pick on my own survival world, and it's really good. But this one's just for mining and breaking blocks faster. Just breaking blocks faster in general. You don't really want to break blocks sometimes. Sometimes you just want to run around. Like in the nether, you don't want to make a tunnel. Like maybe you want to make a tunnel, but you don't know when that is gonna make it turn, when there's gonna be a lava pocket. So that's why I put it at number 5. Okay, so for number 6, I put Sharpness. I don't really use Sharpness, but it could be really useful for close combat. I do use Sharpness 5, but only because I don't really have anything else to put on it. I have almost all enchantments on the sword, so um but I don't really use my sword that much. I most likely stay at my base. I don't really have any projects right now on my survival world, but if I did, I would most likely use sharpness, but since I don't use sharpness that much, I put it at number 6. Okay, so for number 7, I put looting. So for looting, it could be really good if you use it that much, cause I have looting 3 on my sword, but when I go to the nether fortress and I defeat a wither skeleton and I don't get a head, that is really sad, since looting really gives you a lot of items. Like in my last video I said if you have looting then ender pearls for the enderman farm. Ender pearls could go everywhere. That's what I think would happen with the heads, but I killed like about 20 of them or like 30 of them and none of them dropped the head, so I just left. That's why I put it at 7. So for number 8 I put thorns. I don't know why I put it at 8, but I don't really use it. I haven't gotten thorns in my survival world, but I feel like it would be not that useful since it only does so much damage if you put all of your armor on thorns. But I think I don't really use thorns that much since the only way to get it is through traders, and I don't really want to do traders unless they're mending or unbreaking. So yeah, that's why I put thorns at number 8. For number 10, I put depth strider. I don't really use depth strider, but I couldn't really find anything for number 10. The top ones are the most best for me, but I guess for depth strider you could like swim in the ocean faster, cause swimming in the ocean while there's like drowns, like my armor may have protection 5, but like you could be going really deep in the ocean and then you're gonna have to get back up your air. So I guess depth strider could help right there, but I don't really see why you would need it. However, I feel like that would be the best out of the other ones. Like smite isn't really that good since it's only for the sword and for certain mobs. Or other enchantments that can only be used for only a certain mob or certain mobs and a certain item. So this one can only be used on boots, but it could be really useful. But I don't really recommend this one since it's just gonna make you use your XP for it, or unless you like don't really have anything else to do in the game, you could get this to like get like different types of armor, but I don't really think that would help that much. So yeah. So I have some bonus enchants. So for Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing. So for Curse of Binding, I feel like that would be better than Curse of Vanishing. Like, not that it's good, but it's less bad than Curse of Vanishing. Unless you're playing on a hardcore world, then your life would be vanished. But, so for Binding, if you really only have one set of armor, then it is really that bad. Like you wouldn't really take off the armor. You couldn't take off the armor, and that isn't really that bad if you only have one set of armor. So, yeah. That's why I have that in the bonus round for better. Okay, so for the worst enchant that I think in the game in Minecraft is Curse of Vanishing. Like if you're only on a survival world and not a hardcore world, then like a regular survival world, then you're gonna want to say bye to the items that you died with, since when you die with Curse of Vanishing, the items just vanish like the name says. So yeah, I don't want my items to disappear after I worked so hard on them or found them, since you can only get really Curse of Vanishing and Binding from villager traits, but also you could find them in end cities. I think end cities have all the armor. They have Curse of Vanishing or Curse of Binding, either of their weapons or tools or armor, which is really bad if they have Curse of Vanishing for both of them, not just for armor. But yeah, that's why I put Curse of Vanishing as the worst enchant in the game.